So before I begin today's video, I just wanted to pay tribute to a longtime Carleton member who passed away on July 28th. Gord Breen, who is a good friend and a longtime Carleton golfer. He had a passion for the game, was a wonderful person to play with and to be around. He had a very wonderful career as a broadcaster, and grew up in Quebec City, and came to Ottawa, was a DJ. I remember when I was a little boy listening to him on CKLY, and I believe CFRA, and he was also a PA announcer for the Ottawa football team at the time, and Ottawa 67s. Just a wonderful man to be around. And in terms of me and my relationship with him, he was a longtime men's league member and played right up. In fact, he was a men's league champion one year in his late 70s. So we're going to miss Gord. Wonderful man. And just to say that, Gord, when you're up there in heaven hitting those golf balls, remember, use the limited flight ones.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the CTV update for August 7th. I can't believe it, 2024. August 7th already. My Lord, time's moving fast. And for once, thank you, golf gods. Thank you, rain god, whoever did it. We've got a glorious day today. It's going to be not too hot. It's going to be dry. Wow, great news. And you can see all the excitement around the course, getting ready for the mid-amateur and the club championship as they're doing all the work around here. So that's wonderful news. Gentlemen, we're going to start off with what's happening with the Intersectional senior men and women. Now, last week we announced the women's team. I wanted to announce the men's team, but Tyler, what's the issue?
Well, no issue, John. It's actually kind of exciting. We wrapped up last Sunday with the final day. Sorry, last Saturday with the final day of the qualifier. And don't you know? There's a three-way tie for that final spot, for that 10th position. We had three members tie the same amount of points, and because of not everyone was there that last day, they have to now go into a playoff. So we have three people all challenged for one spot. The other two still make the team, but they're going to be alternates.
Okay.
So they still make the team. So we got three. It's Russ Catt, Dave Woodhouse, and Eric Reed, all fighting for that for that final spot. And I think that's taking place next week.
Okay, good. Well, hopefully we'll have a result for that. On August 4th, we had the RBC Scramble. And I'm going to let Tyler let you know who won and by how much. And then I have a few comments because I actually played in that.
Well, we were very excited. We had, well, certainly the RBC Scramble is a lot of fun to begin with, first of all. The format's a lot of fun. It's not a Carleton event. We host a qualifier, but this is a national event, and we're just a small part of the whole big, what's going on. So we had, I think, 15 teams all battled it out for the top spot. We were able to send one team, and at the end of the day, we had an amazing score of, I think, 49.6 with the handicap, which is remarkable. So we want to congratulate the winning team who's going to the regional finals: Matt Walsh, Jack Hunt, Joe Laird, and Ryan Orban. And they are going to be at Equinel next Tuesday with Cameron Gaw.
All right. Wonderful. Now, I played in that event. I knew we were in trouble when we finished, and I saw the Elliott Riddell group chipping on, and I mean chipping, and they were actually over the green on number 18 and 2. So I knew we were in big trouble then. So our wheels started turning. What can I do? What can I do? So we thought about getting into a seniors division, and that was nixed. So Cam then came along and said the thing that, for our group, that was quite appropriate. We were the thanks for coming group, which means you finish last, which we did, dead last. But we thought we were doing well. We're 469-year-olds. We cannot hit this green in 2. There's no way. How a team can go 11 under par on 9 holes is beyond me. That is just a great, and it had the same handicap as us. It's just beyond me. Anyway, congratulations to the winning group. It was a lot of fun. I do agree. And hopefully RBC decides to do a couple of things different next year. Perhaps have a seniors division, perhaps an open division where there's no handicaps, because it would spur a lot more involvement. We know we're just too old to compete in this, but it was a lot of fun anyway.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming. That's the group. Dead last. August 5th, we had the Battle of the Sexes, and I was hyped up for this because I thought the men were going to do really, really well, and they got edged out. Maybe, Todd, you could explain that one.
Yeah, well, we have a kind of a repeat theme. The men were certainly put in their place on Sunday. We had a little bit of mixed weather, so I think the men were kind of chirping, saying that the weather was kind of the reason why they all kind of stank. But the women came out full force. They weren't going to have anyone touch their winning streak. The women, it was match play format. So if you win the front 9, you get a point. If you win the back 9, you get a point. If you win the overall, you get a point. The women came out with 43 points to the men's 29 points. No contest, but it was a great day. We had a little bit of rain in the afternoon, so not everyone got in their full 18 holes. However, in match play, it doesn't matter just how many holes you got in. Right. And then they were all treated to an amazing dinner, Asian fusion-inspired dinner afterwards.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. And guys, come on, pick it up, will you? I really thought we had a shot this year. Anyway, congratulations to the women. You played well, and wait till next year. Okay, I want to talk a bit about mid-amateur and how you can get involved in that. I'm going to turn this over to Cam in a minute because he has other areas, but I can tell you right now, everybody can get involved. And I'll tell you how. If you play a round of golf here and you see a divot on the fairway or you see ball marks, fix them. Fill in the extra divot, because we want our course to play as best as it possibly can. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. You don't have to spend any extra time. Take some extra, there's sand all over the course. You can refill your bottle. So please do your best. I mean, I've been filling in a lot of ball marks. People are leaving ball marks that on these greens that are pristine. And we want them running nice and smooth for the mid-amateur and for the club championship. So every time you play, please take extra care. Make sure that you take care of the course. What have you got for us? How other ways people can get involved in the mid-am?
Yeah, thank you, John. And that is wonderful advice. I mean, please let's fill a few extra divots out there every time you play while your playing partners are hitting shots. And as you mentioned, that won't slow things down one bit at all. Another great way to get involved is a friendly reminder. We do encourage everyone to support the event. There is a great link on the message of the day, and these monetary donations, right, they're going to go right back into the club through the experience of the week. The players are going to have, even in a better time, a better experience. There's a legacy component to these donations as well. If you know any local businesses, please encourage them to get in contact with us. We would like to mention to members, if you'd prefer to just drop a check, you're able to do so in the main office, and it's really going to go a long way in making this memorable and supporting amateur sport in Canada. I mean, really, this is an area where, as we know, you see the Olympic athletes, for example, some of them are not getting a single cent for winning a gold medal, right? And amateur sport in general does need some support. So that's why this event is structured that way, and we hope you can help out a little bit. On the volunteer side, we've had dozens and dozens of members, so thank you so much, that have signed up to help in various on-course pace of play, scoring, greeting positions. We also we have a divot crew. So from this course maintenance perspective, on Monday mid-afternoon and Thursday approximately mid-afternoon, and then Tuesday and Wednesday evening, we'll have crews out there for just about an hour and filling some of the divots after play so that the course is pristine for the players the next morning.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good, and it's not just for the mid-amateur. I mean, we have a club championship next week, and boy, I'd hate to have somebody miss a shot because they landed in one of these craters that some people are leaving, and it takes one person just to leave a bunch of divots around, and that just really leaves a sour taste in everybody's mouth. For the most part, people are good. I mean, I look at the course, and a lot of divots have been filled in, but every once in a while you do see a few. And reminder. In the rough, do not use sand. The seed mixture is different. It's a different seed than the rough grass. If you can, fill in the divot. If you can't, just leave it. It'll grow back. Okay. How to prepare for a club championship. We're not going to have an instructional video. This is going to be your instruction. It's a discussion on how to prepare. I got two pros here that have been in several tournaments. I know when I played in a club championship, I was just a nervous wreck. The day before, the day of, the nerves. I'd come here. You could feel the nervousness in the air on the putting green, on the driving range. You don't want to look foolish. You don't want to post a terrible score because everybody's going to look at your score and nobody cares. But you think that. I mean, the things that go through your head sometimes. So I'm going to ask these guys what they do. First of all, Cam. When you're preparing for a club championship, the day before, the rest and everything, what do you do?
Well, I would certainly target here at Carleton. You want to target certain shots that you definitely need, and maybe more than just one day, a few days prior to the first round. You want to make sure that you're practicing all aspects of your game. Right, you don't want to just leave out one area. Maybe driving's been going really well for the past few weeks. You still want to keep a few drivers so that you're in sync. And then two areas that really come to mind here at Carleton are having a tee shot that favors the right side of the hole. That's really good on the first few holes, 1, 2, 4. The miss is definitely down the right side of the fairway. Right rough is okay. So having a shot that can favor the right side. For our longer hitters, even preparing for the mid-am, for example, and maybe some of our open flights, the long high shot to the right comes in handy on 14 and 15. So spending a little bit of time on that type of a tee shot is important, as well as I would spend a bit higher percentage of your shots around the green. So those bunker shots and those chipping and pitch shots. Obviously, our greens are a little bit smaller than average, and you tend to chip here a little bit more than some other courses. So just a percentage of your practice in the right area. But again, you want to make sure you still do some putting and some mid-iron shots and touch on each area of your game a little bit.
And Tyler, have you got a pre-day before the event? Look, I couldn't get sleep. I mean, I was just a wreck.
John, I mean, I guess Cameron covered a lot. The practice, the warm-ups, and even outside the golf courses. Yeah, getting a good night's sleep beforehand is so important. Not having a big dinner before. You want to sleep well, you want to rest well, you want to be feeling good when you wake up. You want to have that energy. Nutrition, even on the day of the event, is you want to avoid coffee, you want to avoid sugary food. So you want to look at the right type of food that you're putting into your system. But then on the day of, and not just on the day of, you want to have a good. My big thing is practice routine or pre-shot routine. That's what I meant to say. You want to have a good pre-shot routine. That can really help you focus on your shot. Kind of helps calm the nerves, knowing how to breathe properly. Taking deep breaths before you, during your routine. I always want to try and feel relaxed. But you don't start this on the championship. You start this hopefully, rounds of weeks before to try and develop that routine. So when you do step up to the ball, when you're on the first tee, it kind of helps you relax, kind of helps you focus more on your shot, gets some of those jitter hands out of the equation. But the other thing I'd like to do is the perspective. So if you're going to be a little bit nervous, well, think of it as an excitement, you're nervous because you're excited, not because you're nervous because you missed a shot, right? So kind of train your mind to be more positive instead of being negative. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned something on the day of, okay? And I come here on the day of. How long should we practice for? Like what should we do? How do you prepare for that? And how do you deal with the nervousness around the greens, and you can feel it. You can just feel that everybody's a little bit tense. How do you deal with all that?
Yeah, well, it's very important to remember that the practice is a warm up on the day of, right? So on the day of, we've already put in some of the work and the preparation, but we want to just hit a few putts, stick to your own routine. If you're normally here 45 minutes before and you don't want to show up in 2 hours early and throw yourself for a loop. So we are just getting loose that day, hitting a couple of the key shots, but really just getting loose, hitting a few chips, putts, and full swing. And then just staying positive, right, with the mindset, as Tyler mentioned. You might want to mix in a couple of pressure shots. I mean, we've done some great videos on pressure putting in preparation to the event, but understanding that, as Tyler mentioned, the nervousness is part of the engagement. That's okay, embracing that. You want to be a little bit nervous because that means you're locked in and relishing in that, and that's all part of competition.
Okay, here's another question. You get off to a bad start. How do you reset? Tyler?
How do I? Well, I mean, this is common, right? I mean, it's for me. Bad starts are my normal. No, in all fairness, I mean, every shot. You play every shot as its own shot. You want to stay in the present. You don't want to be thinking of the shots you've already hit. You don't want to be thinking of your future shots. Trying to stay relaxed. Trying to stay in the moment, and just know that. Listen, a round of golf is 18 holes. In 18 holes, I kind of tell myself, I know there's going to be some shots I wish I could do over, but I accept it. So you have to kind of accept what's happened, stay in the moment, focus on the shot at hand. If prior to the round, when you're at the range, before you even hit the first tee, what type of shots am I hitting today? Accept what's happening. Don't try and force something that you can't pull off that day, right? If you're a little bit extra nervous, well, accept it. Play within yourself. Don't try that hero shot early on. Just try and stay in the moment.
Okay, you got anything to add to that, Kim? About how you make a bad shot and all of a sudden, you can't forget it. How do you forget that and go on to the next one?
Well, I think the recognition that your reaction is allowed. I mean, we want to, of course, stay in good etiquette, but let's keep that reaction to a few seconds, right? And then you can move on to the acceptance. So you hit a bad shot, it goes into the trees, you're going to be upset for a moment, you might shrug, I mean, that's okay, but then move on, and how can we best pull off the next shot? Make the right decision. So we want to, it's okay to react, but let's keep cool, allow that to happen, and then move on.
So next question, I got two more questions for you. You're on the green and you got a 3-footer and you're sweating over it. What do you do to relax yourself and convince yourself it's okay just to stroke the putt properly and hopefully it goes in? What do you do?
The best thing to do is to stick with your routine, right, and be objective, focused on the target. Right, and we want to work on your pre-shot routine, your proper breathing, and then just focusing on your target. And again, understanding it's okay to be nervous, but that's where your focus should be.
Okay, you got anything to add to that?
No, I think that's bang on. And I mean, your routine, your pre-shot routine, if that's picking your intermediate target on the green, if that's doing a few putts beforehand, getting the feel, breathing as well, like Cameron said. That's really it, and then accept what happens.
And to forgive yourself if you miss, because sometimes you are going to miss. It doesn't matter how good a putt you have.
Right.
One thing you mentioned, and I know it's important, and you've mentioned it in the past, what to eat and when to eat on the course. How do you stay mentally strong by what you put in your body and how you deal with that?
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, we want to eat a meal within a few hours before you play, but it doesn't need to be a massive bowl of Sean's delicious chicken Alfredo, right? And we want to eat the right macronutrients, right, in a mix of some carbs, some vegetables, some protein. And then once you're on the course, I think the most common thing we see is not everyone is having that banana or granola bar or their snack of choice in the middle of the front nine and the middle of the back nine. I mean, we're out there for probably about 4.5 hours, hopefully a little less on the weekend. And you certainly need to fuel up a few times in addition to the hydration while we're playing.
Okay. You're good with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very good advice.
So there's some good advice for you. I know, I know how difficult it is. I commend all those people who go out because as I said, I was a nervous wreck on the day of that club championship. And don't forget, you're competing against yourself. If you do well, great, and you win something, great. If you don't, congratulate yourself for going out there. It takes a lot of guts to go out there and do what you're doing. So good luck to you all. I wish you all the best. So, Tyler, we get to the pro shop this week, and what am I going to find?
Well, you're going to find some great new Opus wedges. They've just arrived in stock, so I'm pretty excited to launch those. We still have a few of our Jaws raw wedges that are being blown out, so great price on those still. We went into our back room, John, in our inventory room. We actually found some bins of items that have been kind of stored away since last year. We have a bit of a massive clear out on some shoes right now. So you might find that Cinderella shoe that you've been looking for. So really good chance of coming over and finding a good pair of shoes. We're also, though, promoting regripping right now. And they're not on sale, but right now, before Club Championship, great time to get your clubs regripped. Getting some fresh grips on those, it does make a difference. You don't realize how much a grip will wear down during the summer. They always suggest every 40 rounds to regrip your clubs. And I know a lot of golfers here play well more than 40 rounds a year. So regripping is very important. So come in for your regrips, walk out with a pair of shoes. It'll be great.
And a new pair of gloves. I mean, the grip and the gloves just to add that extra.
We got some great Carleton logoed golf clubs as well. Absolutely,
okay.
New fresh glove.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we got the club championship starting on Friday, and I'm going to put these guys on the spot. And in fact, we're going to be on the spot. We're going to talk about the Open division, and we're going to do a little preview of who we think is going to win. These guys may not make a definite decision, but I will. And we'll talk about it. We've got some really good players. And if you look at the list right now, Jared Coyle, it would be the #1 seed because of the lowest handicap. Josh Marcotte is second, David Denis, Ron Draycott, Elliot Riddell, Jaden Prue, Ashton Prue.
He's on there too,
yeah. Keenan Woods, Andrew Chenette. There's a whole list of people here. Okay. Who wants to go first? I'll go with you.
Well, we had young Marcotte was our low qualifier in the intersectional qualifiers. I mean, there's always one Coyle chasing him, right? So that'll be close, and we'll see. I mean, Elliot, is he peaking? I know he hasn't been his A1, but I think he's starting to pick it up a little bit. I think they'll all be in the mix. It's hard to pick one, John. I'm not going to do that today.
Ah, you chicken. What about you?
This is such a fun event. I mean, watching all the great players, you go down that list, and you know what? They're all the intersectional players as well. So we've been seeing them competing all throughout the summer. Jared is so solid. Jared is such a great golfer. Josh has, really turned his game around in the last few years. He's so good. He's been leading a lot of the events. I can see both of them getting it done. But from experience, Elliot Riddell knows how to win. He has a lot of experience doing that as well. So, boy, it's going to be close.
And then on the other important side, we've seen some mid to low 70s from Erica.
Yeah, Erica. Yeah.
She's going to be hard to beat. Look out for Erica.
I'm not going to forget them. Look, in my book, you got to beat the champ. And the champ right now is Elliot Riddell. And I'm banking my money on him because you got to beat him. If you don't, he's our winner. He was our winner last year. He played great. And we got some really good competition for him. Elliot, you're my pick. Until they beat you, you're the #1 guy. Okay, let's talk about the women. We have Erica Chamberlain. We have, let's see, who else here? Emma Stodel, Laura Knowles, Morgan McCarty, Sanvi. Who do you got?
You got, like you said, you got to beat the champ. And who's our ladies' champ? Erica has certainly has her name on that trophy quite a bit. So Erica's looking great. But you know what? In golf, anyone could have a great game. So Emma, Laura, Morgan, Sam, like they're all so close. They're all so close together with their, with their skills and their handicaps. Favoring a little bit more towards Erica, but I think it's still anyone can win this.
Yeah, it's been down to a handful of shots the last few years, and we hope it's another close one this year with the Chase group, definitely.
Yeah. I remember when Erica was here a long time ago. I mean, she was chasing Bonnie Wolf and then Lise Jubinville, and Erica was always finishing second and always just falling a little bit short. And following these wonderful women who were just great golfers, and then one day, Erica won. She beat Lise, and that was a major, gave her the confidence to take that next step. And now everybody's looking up at her. Who's going to step up and challenge Erica? So one day it may happen, but it's not going to happen this year. I think Erica is going to win this one. So just my opinion, okay? Erica, I'm with you. Good luck to the rest of you, though, and congratulations for coming out and putting it all out there. I'm not afraid to make a prediction as opposed to some people around here. Anyway, that being said, just going to run through some dates for you. Of course, this weekend, starting on Friday, we have the Club Championship starting with the Open Division. On Saturday and Sunday, we've got the ABC. Is there a D?
I think for the men?
Men, yeah.
Just
Men have a
ABC.
D. They're playing on Saturday and Sunday, and the C and Ds are Stableford, correct?
That's right.
Correct. So good luck to all you then. And then the following week, on August 17th, White Party. Hey, how's that going?
Great theme. Yeah, there's always the suspense of what the theme's going to be, so I think that'll be a great option. Registration is ahead of where it was last year at this time. We've got about 115 signed up, so we should be close to 150, maxed out, packed house. And there'll be some music and cocktails outside, followed by a huge dinner indoors. It's going to be a great night.
That's great. Then we have, of course, the following week, the big week for us, the Canadian Min Amateur is here from August 19th to the 23rd. The course is closed. You will not be able to, but we do have reciprocals. They've been published. He's put them out. So if you do want to play somewhere else, there are limited spots, but you can play at other courses. Yeah, we're okay with that? We're still good?
Yeah. The email went out yesterday, so already I've seen quite a few ballots for all the days. We have 38 foursomes that we can honor, so we're certainly going to do our best to make as many people happy as they can. Obviously, not everyone will get a time, regretfully, but yeah, we're in that process, and that's going to be closing on Sunday. So you have till Sunday to put in your ballots, because on Monday, Phil and I are going to go through them all, and then we're going to be pulling the tee time and the player, and then matching them up, and then letting them know where they're playing.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. That's really good information. The following week, on the Monday, the course will be closed on August 25th to the 12 p.m. because they're going to be doing an aeration. But at the same time, our senior men's intersectional team will be competing
At Rockland.
Rockland.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We didn't mention this, but we'll mention it next week, who the Carleton Cup team is and the difference between the senior men's intersectional and the Carleton Cup and what that competition's about. I have a surprise for you. If the weather is good, it's not raining, I will be doing a live stream of the club championship, the last few groups coming in. And you can find this live stream by going to YouTube and typing in my name, John Space Karam. You'll see the Carleton logo, hit it, and the live stream will come up. I can't tell you exactly the time because the last groups go out about 1 o'clock, is it?
Based on the size of the field, yeah, it'll be early afternoon.
Yeah, so about 4 o'clock, 4:30, you'll start seeing them in. If you miss that, it's okay. There'll be a video of it, so you can watch it in its entirety. And it leads to the last thing. I don't ask for, you'll see a note to subscribe to this channel. We actually have about 80 people that subscribe. And what are the advantages? Well, there's no, we don't get any money for this. You've got to have like 1,000 people. We'll never get to that point to get any monetary benefits from this, even though you may see some ads in this thing. The benefits to you is every time I do a video, and I usually complete these videos early Thursday morning. I usually send it to Tyler around 9. As soon as I put it up on YouTube, you get a notice saying the video's ready. So, and that works for the live stream too. I believe you'll get a notification of that. So anytime we put up a video, you can make it. I know several people do. We've got about 82 subscribers. So the advantage is to subscribe. I mean, I get it if you don't want to, but I mean, it doesn't hurt. And you will get the videos immediately as soon as they come out. So, having said that, gentlemen, oh my goodness, I forgot the kitchen specials. I didn't even see that. How did I miss that? I missed that somewhere. Yeah, just go over just a minute. You've got the wrong menu. It's this menu. I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong one.
Yeah, the options this week. Look at this, John. We've got chili nachos on here.
Oh, how did that happen? I wonder how that happened.
Yeah.
You think?
So that'll be great. And then a few other items. The fish this week is a Cajun haddock. Lots of the women last night had the calabrese pizza. So that's been really popular, and those will be running right through into the weekend.
Well, okay. I had the chili nachos on there for one menu. So this menu is going to be destroyed. It was just playing a little joke on cam. So I don't get my chili nachos again, but they were only $15 if we did get them. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. I know we're running a little late today. I know you've got appointments. I've got a tea time to get to. But everybody, until next week, play well.